Who here knows base? Okay. Who here knows Coinbase? Okay. We're fairly popular, right? Okay. So the larger context is that we ran an on-chain AI fellowship a couple of weeks ago, where we brought in like the sharpest devs. We had, I think, around 300 applicants, and from those applicants, we picked 30 builders and teams. And if there was just like one builder and had a larger team, we had them bring like a couple people in. So larger cohort is around like 44, 45 people. And all of these like builders and founders are building on-chain AI products and projects, which is very exciting as a theme for you all, obviously, and for us. And so yeah, what we're gonna do now is all of us will just like quickly introduce ourselves, and from then we'll invite everyone on stage who's participated in the fellowship, who's built out, I think there are 5 people demoing, and we'll give live feedback to them on what we think about their ideas, what we think about their propositions, how can they make it sharper, faster, smarter, etc. Okay, so that's quick context. You want to start introducing yourself?
Cool, yeah. Hey everyone, I'm Josh Nickerson. I'm a group product manager with Coinbase Developer Platform. So I lead our CDP SDK, agent kit, our portal and documentation, and our multi-party computation wallets. So yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Jayasudha. I'm an engineer on Coinbase developer platform. I lead a small team. We build a bunch of developer tools on CDP as a whole, but specifically our team focuses on SDKs and APIs to make Web3 development easy. So 2 main products that we have. One is our CDP SDK, which is a backend SDK in Node and Python that you can use for any Web3 activity or any Web3 features that you want to build on your apps. And the second is called Agent Kit, which is an LLM-based framework, a language model agnostic framework that you can use to add Web3 functionalities into your applications through just natural language commands. That's it.
I'm Bobby Lee Hartman. I work as a TPM, mainly focused on our developer community, so helping run all of our events in Discord and any other community initiatives that we're running, any other developer relations. Yeah, I'm kind of a mix on a couple teams right now, helping anywhere that I can related to our community and projects that the community are building, and different workshops to help with education, teaching people about our platform, and getting the word out about our platform. So.
Yeah, so full packed, right? Scene. So what we're gonna do now is gonna invite everyone one by one. Tushar, who's coming up first? Okay, Bharat, come on up. Tell us what you're building. Tell us what the proposition is and what the solution looks like. And also introduce yourself.
Hi, can you hear me in the back? Okay, so my name is Farat, and I'm a product designer, and this is my teammate Sarthak Shah. And we've been building this for about 2 weeks now for the Onchain AI Fellowship. The idea is very simple. You've been liking, sharing, and subscribing, but now get rich whilst doing all that. So you spot viral content early on before everybody else does, and turn that social engagement into money, and all of that automated. So people love free money, but it's easier to go viral on Farcaster, I would say, than getting free money. And we found a way to bridge that gap. So if you're a serial shit poster who goes viral more often than not, here's what you should do. Get on Hunch, tokenize your cast for free, and the rest is automated. So most viral content starts slow and then it explodes like really quickly. And as a human, it's not possible for you to stay online like 24/7 and keep a track of all that. So by the time you spot it, the best profit opportunity is already probably gone. So here's where you meet your personal trading bud. It's an on-chain agent that learns from the traits that you pass on to it. And you can customize your risk tolerance, your values, the things that you align with, and you can tell it what kind of content you want to interact with more. And this agent keeps learning, and it basically bets on posts that are either getting a lot of engagement on Twitter, on Farcaster, or posts that are getting traded a lot on Hunch itself. And the consistency of the engagement that the creator has been consistently getting. But a little twist here is that you can tokenize Jesse's post. So Jesse is not the only one who retains the right to tokenize their content. So as a curator, if you spot something really early, let's say you've been scrolling and Jesse has posted something like 2 seconds ago, you can come onto Hunch and tokenize the market and earn curator fees on every transaction that happens thereafter on that market. So I would just like to share a quick demo, and we're still shipping, so a few links might be broken here and there. So as a curator, this is the dashboard for Hunch, where you get to see different tweets and casts that are already here. And this is how you tokenize a cast. Just simply paste the URL for the post and create the market. And it has been tokenized successfully, as you can see, and these are the details of the cast. Now the agent spots what kind of posts have been getting a lot of traction on this platform, or on Warpcast, or on Twitter. So this is the trader part where you set up an AI agent and you give it a base name, because why not? We're currently using the ELISA framework, but you can also give it custom parameters of aggressive, conservative, moderative. And if it was me, my risk tolerance would be at a 10, so I didn't record the video. And that's it, the agent has been deployed. It's that easy to make money out of something that already exists. And we're using Bitte protocol to keep a track of reputation score. So anytime a curator's score drops below 10, they're kicked out of the network and they're not allowed to create markets anymore. Okay. So there are a couple of touch points on what makes Hunch based AF. The eventual plan is to make chained actions using virtuals. So let's say there's a cast that has a lot of alpha about something that's going to pump very quickly. What we want to do is not just trade on the tokenized cast, but the alpha that is mentioned inside the cast, the content that is present inside the cast. We want to act on that. So that's what the natural evolution progress of Hunch looks like. And the way we see it, FBI is already here, so it only makes sense for a money printer and RBI to go next. And that's that. We've used Agent Kit and Onchain Kit to do all this. And we think there's a lot of possibility to build crazy base stuff. Thank you.
Amazing. Okay. I think this is awesome, right? And
Can I just quickly add one more point?
yeah, go for it.
We're going live tomorrow at 12 p.m. IST at this URL,
Wow.
hunchkaro.xyz.
Hunch Karo. That's such a great name, right?
Thank
Well
you.
done. Okay, so larger feedback, we're going to start.
I just have a question. So I was following how you're seeing something that you find to be, you think it's going to go viral, for example, and then you're watching it. I don't get the part where the agent is coming in and continuously watching things for you to see if it's, but it's like your idea to have it go, you're thinking it's going to go viral, so there's a human element there to the creativity of watching, right? So I guess I didn't follow how the agent would then come in and run that for you if it's kind of your idea for it to be going viral.
So it's not only the AI agent trading for you, you can also trade manually. But the point here is you set a AI agent, you cannot stay on terminal 24/7, unlike me, if it was me. So you set the parameters and the agent runs as a cron job behind the hood in the backend and it trades the casts. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, so I'd do like the exact same question, right? On how does it really work? Because it felt like two different things, and it is two different things, right? Just like one aspect of tokenizing the cost and the other aspect of trading of it, and you've basically married both of those things together.
Yeah, so the first section was for the curator. Consider you find a lot of alpha and you want to share it with others. You can tokenize a cast and you get rewards. And the other section was for the users who want to find alpha. And they basically invest on your curated tweets or cast and get rewards. So it is not only the creator getting the rewards, but also the curator as well as the users.
Yeah, it's interesting that the content creator is also getting rewards. But it was not clear to me in the demo. So how were you deciding how you're distributing between the curator and the content creator?
Yeah, so on the smart contract side, I have hard-coded the values currently. The creator address I'm getting from the Farcaster API. The curator address is from the Coinbase SDK. The platform fees is for us, that is our address. We are taking 1% of the fees, and the rest of those is for the users.
Pretty cool. The one thing is, so the agents, like agent, it looks like it can do some trading. Like, what kind of trading? Like, is it configurable what the agent is supposed to do? And the other thing is, besides that, is there any other thing in the flow that the agent is doing?
Yeah, so the first thing was the first thought for us was to add a prompt and then let AI parse the format and find itself what the user is interested in. But that was a bit difficult to implement in such a short time frame. So we just set up the configurations right now by giving multiple options. And another nice thing about AI agents was adding a utility to base names. Like currently everyone is claiming here the base name, right? But it just looks like a name. So what we did was every agent itself is an on-chain NFT asset. And every NFT has an address. So we assigned every NFT a base name. So consider if her AI agent is performing well, she can transfer her NFT to me and I can use her AI agent.
Cool. So I think a lot of us are really excited about the potential of AI agents to make our communities more exciting in a lot of different ways. I love this for that reason. My one question here is, what do you think of the potential for the agent to continuously learn over time as it's observing what's happening with I guess these hunches, right? These ideas that I think this is going to go viral. I'm going to bet on that. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Is there a continuous learning aspect where it can do better over time based on the data of what I'm doing and what other people are doing?
For that, I have to actually train the AI agent on a lot of data. But talking about short data, it was hallucinating a lot, if I have to be honest. But if I train it on a larger data, I guess it can give better responses.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Team Hunch.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay. All right. Gagan, ex Coinbase, come on stage. And Gagan has a team as well.
No. I'll just speak to the mic.
Is it placement okay? Do all of us want to go there? It'll be easier. It's a placement easy.
So actually, I'll plug in directly. Yeah, am I audible? Okay. All right, so for us, I think the goal is simple, that in the Web3 ecosystem, generally we find users being recycled across dApps. The idea is to onboard new people. How do we do that? We go to where the users are, right? So the idea is to incentivize organic reach, impressions on Web2 platforms so that they get to learn about the amazing space that we are all are a part of. So what the agent does is basically keeps track of social media posts mentioning the project. So starting with base. So every time somebody puts out a tweet in the V1, we basically record the post and the impressions along with the engagement that it drives. We compute a score and then create a leaderboard. So what that does is, that does two things. So actually, thanks to Soumya, I learned that base proactively reaches out to creators, right? And now that's something I didn't know despite paying attention to base for the past few months. So the idea is simple. One is the automation part, wherein it's the agent autonomously transfers the funds to creators based on the performance on social media. And the second is transparency. So you can go back to the week of July 21st and see who are the top performing creators and what did they get paid, unlike a lot of other chains or general perception where you need to know who's who of the ecosystem in order to sort of get grants, etc. So that's what it is. I'll stop blabbering, and we'll just show you a demo. So we'll do a live tweet as we speak, and we'll show you how the agent works.
Yeah, Gagan. Yeah, Gagan is gonna post with mention based and putting a hashtag based on chain. India on base.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the two tweets that you see right now are, sorry, thank you. Yeah, two tweets that you see there, we already did it during the dry run. So now I'm going to live tweet right now, and I'll update there, and then we'll show you the next flow where it goes on chain on the base blockchain.
India on chain.
So I've just tweeted. I've just tweeted. We'll wait for it to pop up.
So yeah. So it picked up 3 posts. One is this. One is this, and yeah.
Do you want to open the tweet?
I'll try opening this. The tweet I posted. So it pick up the post based on that mention and the hashtag. We can do a combination of hashtag like mention, and we can make it as like a combination of.
Can we look at the one that I just tweeted? Can we try to do that? You want to run the script again? So that's another test tweet I had done prior to coming here. But can we try one more time, else we'll proceed. We'll just show the rest of the flow.
Yeah, this.
Okay, thanks to the more stringent Twitter API limits, rate limit has exceeded. We'll need another 15 minutes. So we won't bore you with that. We'll show you the next flow. But yeah, we'll, again, verify, don't trust. So more than happy to show you that this works. But after 15 minutes, practical constraints. But we'll show you the rest of the flow. So this is the recording part. Now the agent currently doesn't directly, so
Yeah, now it came.
is it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I did right now. So what it does, it computes likes, retweets, shares, and impressions. We're using a very simplistic heuristic sort of scoring mechanism to compute a score and pay out the top 3 during a certain period. It could be weekly, it could be daily, depending upon the project's choice. So yeah, that's the tracking element. We'll show you the agent in action now. Yeah, chatbot.py. Good, you can run it, yeah. That's the one, yeah. So each time the transfer begins, because we don't want a human intervention, right now we are requesting the faucet, but the idea is to basically have a treasury from which it can pull so that there's least risk with not holding as many funds. But the idea is that it should go through without human intervention, and that's why it's pulling up from the faucet at the moment. And as you can see, that's the leaderboard generated from the tweets that we just saw. Now, one question that you should have is that in the Web 2 environment, we don't know who the user is on chain, right? So for that, we are building a separate agent again on Eliza. The idea is that right now, apparently, the process is to manually DM them and find their base address. So we intend to automate that as well. That's currently work in progress. But we would have the wallet address. We've currently hard-coded it. And as you can see, those transfers have been made. Right now, it's 0.001 USDC for the purpose of the demo, but that's something that is configurable by the project. Do you want to open base support? Yeah, we'll just show them that this is on-chain. Yeah? Okay. So don't trust, verify, but okay. Thanks for the trust. So that's how it is. Long story short, the idea is we don't want human intervention. We want it to be transparent and auditable. You want to go back and see, okay, Soumya didn't pay his friends, and the person who was actually generating impressions is who's getting paid. So it's purely meritocratic, which is a based value. And that's pretty much it. Thanks, Gail.
Okay, raise your hand if you thought this was amazing. Epic, right? So one, I think Gagan and I have been chatting on like largely how we do this at Base about rewarding builders in a meritocratic like manner, where if you're building something meaningful, we should just be able to find you through pure word of mouth. I think what Gagan this also needs is some amount of like game, like right now it feels like it could be gamed just by who's posting, and you could automate that piece as well. And I think tying it to reputation in some shape is gonna be like next for me. I mean, we can take this offline, but this is amazing. I love it.
Sure, appreciate it.
Yeah, really cool. I love the use of CDP Agent Kit here too on Base. That sort of better together is amazing. And the idea of like incentivizing community engagement, right? And a community like Base being able to reward people that are really great voices in the community. Love that. I don't know if I have any questions for you. Maybe my question is for Soumya. Would we do this for Base? Would we like say, hey, we should have an AI agent for Base that is like looking for these kind of top voices in the community and, I don't know, paying out some rewards or something? You gonna pitch that to Jesse?
I mean, we do that right now, where we do it in a way where we get this information in on a weekly basis. We scan who's talking about like what project is loved, what project is sort of like leading to a lot of transactions on Base, and we give them like retroactive grants. But this is way more meritocratic. Like it's built in such a way where it's permissionless, and we don't even need to intervene. So I think like 100%, right? This is one of those things we 100% gonna use.
So cool.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. How is it getting the wallet addresses for the people that are tweeting? Do they have to have that already attached to their account, or yeah?
So I tried to address that. We are building a social bot as well. So currently the process, as I understand, is that a Base team member reaches out to them and requests for the Base address. We want to automate that part so that it loops it in directly. So the reason we didn't choose Farcaster, which was much easier for us to do, was that we wanted to go Web 2. So that could have been abstracted out. But yeah, in order to make it more valuable, we went sort of the Web 2 route, the Twitter route. But the bot will do it. Just that's the short answer to your question.
Yeah, really cool to see our first agent kit, and you're using Base, and also really cool to see like a repli template. We launch a bunch of repli templates with the hope that it helps devs like you productionize pretty fast. So that's amazing. I think one thing is it looks very a proof of concept. Like you have to be super technical to be able to understand this. You should be able to set up Python SDK. I saw that you were switching between two API keys, so it's pretty technical, right? So what is the next step for you to productionize this? And maybe next year, how can the Base team for one of our community programs, how can we use this?
Fair. So the idea is by tomorrow, our goal is to basically have it linked, so the two repels that we saw won't be required, wherein the Twitter ranking happens, and that feeds into it. We were actually working on it. Right now it's leaderboard.csv. That's the hard-coded bit we are using. But it's a data frame that the REPL can invoke directly. So it's one REPL that you have to go run. We even want to automate that because ultimately, like the idea is to remove the human from the loop. So we'll put a cron job depending upon what the project wants, right? So if base runs it weekly, it'll run at a specific time. Although there are issues with it because just think like putting my product hat on, the idea is that somebody could like put out profanity and that gets a bunch of reach. And I don't know if base or any other project would want to be associated with some of that nature of content. So there's censorship that might be required there. But again, that's beyond the scope of the hackathon. But again, just to answer your question, the idea is that we're already working on it. So by the time we end, it'll be one REPL, so it's one run. And then, yeah, that's the automated process.
So epic. Okay. Thank you, Gagan and team. This is amazing. Okay, who's next, Tushar? Gayatri. So for those of you who don't know, Gayatri is a serial builder from FBI, and she's also one of our like top women builders and founders. And I'm excited to see what she's built this time. And Utkarsh, sir, of course.
Okay, so we all know like meme coins are going up a lot, and I am this person, like I track, then I buy at the start, and by the time like I'm seeing, oh, I'm getting so much profit, it just gets dumped, right? So we wanted to do something around that. So that's why we are building Mira. What Mira does, it's a index research assistant. So like people like Soumya who knows which coins are doing well, he can go make an index, say these 5 coins are doing well, make an index of it. And once he makes that, anyone can buy that index directly. So I'm like, I don't have to buy a separate index. I have this one index and all those 5 coins is what I'm buying, right? So yeah, it's like the agent, it's on Farcaster, so anyone can say, okay, make the indices. And once the indices is made, anyone can say, okay, let me buy this indices. And yeah, then you can make some generational wealth. So let me show you how it works. So right now we have put some data of clanker top coins. So it has a context of which is doing well and all. So it will go through that and make an index. So this was some testing things that we are doing.
Anytime now. Can you try again?
I think it will come. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it has made an index of clanker, anen, loom, grippy, and peep clanker. So like it has given like 30, 25 depending on how the market is doing. And this is deployed at this contract. Now I can just tell it to buy it for some ETH. Yeah, so that's Mira, and we are like how we are trying to do is like giving it a lot of data of the meme coin so that it understands how it's going and make. But mostly we will want creators to build these indices and then people buy those.
Okay, so I mean, how many of you here trade actively? Okay, how many of you here trade memes actively? Okay, very few. Yeah, okay, probably all of those like rookie crowd, right? So, okay, great job, Gayatri. I think my initial sense is one, we're all, I think, like Farcaster obsessed, and it shows in the kind of products we build. But this is amazing, right? On creating an index position just through a cast. Okay, we'll move this side. Yeah. Is better? Yeah. So my larger take is that I don't think a lot of meme traders care for indexes because do you? Yeah. So that's that. I think it's very cool. I feel like people, from a product point of view, I don't think it's people like buying things using casts, but we have not seen that behavior so far. So there's also no precedence for me to say whether this is going to work or not. But I think we're going to find out. Overall, I like the project, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I can go next. A couple of thoughts. One is around, so I can see the smart contract address, which I guess is for this index. How do you think about folks wanting to then like socialize, like, hey, there's this, new index that you can like invest in, or that could be like a repo or leaderboard of these indices even as kind of like a meta theme on top of meme coins?
Yeah, so we took a lot of inspiration from index scoop contracts, right? So the only problem is index scoop uses Chainlink for their prices, and we are using Uniswap directly their liquidity pools, right, to get the pools. And how we are looking into indexes is basically a lot of people are sharing, hey, this is something that like currently having high volume, but is ready to blow up, right? Sharing those trades, sharing those secrets, and along with that, there are a lot of social context on these coins as well. Like, hey, I want to buy every coin that Ethernet is launching because I want to rep higher in a way, right? We go higher together in a way, right? So that is where we are thinking there's indexes and something like people would even have a SIP kind of a thing that it would keep on investing on a recurring basis. So having a more sane way of meme trading in a way, right? And we are currently planning to add more financial devices on top of it. Currently it's this, but we have a Telegram bot on beta test as well, right? So yeah.
Sorry, I think like one feedback here is maybe it might make sense to have some sort of UI, right?
Yeah.
Where we can like see what sort of like things have been deployed, and it's easier to like buy, sell, etc. Yeah, and even like from a leaderboard point of view, who's deployed how much, and if you've deployed some, if you're buying my index or something I've created, I should get some sort of like, yeah.
That's there. So like if you're doing an index, yeah. So if you are making an index, you get a part of the fees when people buy that.
So one other theme that we've kind of seen is this idea of a North Star of an AI agent kind of financial advisor, but on chain, right? And so I could imagine like a next iteration of this where I'm kind of having a conversation here where it's like, okay, why did you pick this allocation? Adjust it in these ways. Explain this token to me. What's going on with it? And it's kind of, and then like I can kind of land on like, okay, I want to go with this portfolio, and then over time just automatically adjust it for me as you see new things happening, right?
For sure. So currently what we have observed, even Clanker does not know all the tokens that it has launched. But what we are looking into, making sure that we are tracking the lore that is building up on all these different tokens. And one agent should be able to, if I am just waking up and seeing one token going up, and I can talk, hey, what happened here, right? Why is it like 10x? What is the lore behind it? So this is one agent that we are planning to be trained on top of that. So it would give you, like, right now it is like you or anyone using it to create their own indexes, but then it would, from itself, start making indexes depending on the trends.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, it's a really cool idea. I can definitely see a lot of meme coin traders being happy about the indexes that you're creating. So first question, when you ask the agent to create an index for you, is it reusing indices like across users, or is it always like a unique contract?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
So here, like you just deployed a new meme index called Eli, right? Like, is it shared? Like, can I also buy or okay?
Yeah. So once you know, like I've deployed an index, and then it'll say that this is my index, then you can just come to the bot and say, buy me the Elite index, and it will buy
Okay.
for you.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The other thing is, how are you training this agent? I think you mentioned all the different
So right
inputs.
now, for the test, what we have done, we just scraped all the clanker data, and we have given that for it to reference to. And then we are thinking on how do we get more coin data to it as well.
And what exactly do you use for the agent? Like, do you use Agent Kit or another SDK like that, or
No, it's like we did everything from scratch.
from scratch?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just thinking out loud, was the reason to have this public on your profile for others to see the meme coins that you're investing in? Because do you find that there may be people, like with Venmo in the US, like I don't use the public option to share all of my transactions with family or friends or whomever. So is the reason for this to be more public due to wanting to share the index
Yeah, I
with
think
others?
more because like meme coins is people like it being social, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's really not like an investment, but it's like social investment. Like I see Soumya do something, I want to ape
Yep.
into that. Or so that is why we wanted to keep it all like social. You can just like while talking make like, okay, these three I want to make an index, and the other people just start buying it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I just wanted to know your intention behind that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Gayatri. And team tester Bhao. Okay, who's next? Rishikesh? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, perfect. So like quite a set of good, interesting AI agents. But when we talk about AI, the first things comes to our mind is like the data behind which it was trained, right? So we carried on an experiment wherein we just gave an ChatGPT an operation to just filter out the best fruits based on the image we just shared it to it, and it just filtered out which is the most fresh fruit, right? And that's where we got the idea for our application TagFi. So like we all know that like data is quite crucial for the AI agents, and we are running out of high quality data as well as the data that is qualified by the user, shared by the user with their consent as well. So it's considered as a challenge because how do we collect data and how do we collect new data? That's something we need at the moment, and how can we just create a simplified user incentivized model to allow the users to earn as they share their data as well. Okay, so in TagFi, we have three actors. The first one is data consumers. So let's say there's an industry who needs some amount of data to be collected from users. So they just put up bounty that's deployed on a smart contract, and that gets registered on the data marketplace. Now there are two interesting characters here. The first one is content creators, and the another one is content validators and classifiers. These two are nothing but everyone present in this room. So content creator can be anyone who is having a cell phone, and data validators can be anyone who is scrolling to Farcaster as well as Instagram and other social platforms. So that's a wide flow, but the architecture of how exactly the application works. But maybe I'll just head over towards demo. So the user just needs to open their cell phone, just log in to the application, and once they are logged in, I will just maybe just forward it, and then this screen pops up as quite very similar to TikTok or other applications where we just scroll through reels. So and every user here is actually verified, and we want to make sure that they are all humans and they are verified by provider ID. And so like there are different categories in marketplace available. Like at the moment when we just built the application, it was like cats, banana, waste garbage, skin rashes, which can be used for doctors and other like medical operations, plants and automobiles. So these are different categories, but it would be increment like as we go on. So let's say that I'm just sitting on my dining table and I happen to see that there's a bounty for banana. So I just quickly open up my cam and I get a filter that like I can just as easy as we send snap to our friends. I just clicked the photograph of the banana and just pushed it onto the application. So image then gets stored onto IPFS and it's get recorded. So now the other actor who is going to validate whether that particular image was actually a banana or not. That's the second role, right? So like we allow the data tagging that can be done in multiple options. It can be direct yes or no. It can be like percentage. We have a slider option, single choice or multiple choice. So in case of banana, like we have like whether it's a raw, ripe, overripe or rotten. We'll just have a look at how another boy here is just getting bored and standing in his balcony, and he just opened his cell phone, selects like banana as a category, and he just start tagging it as whether it's ripe banana, it's rotten banana, or overripe. As easy as that. And how the incentivization works is that's where like base comes into picture. So like let's say I just opened the again application and I completed like 3 tags per day. So we started with 3 tags, but that can be incremented like 25 tags. Once you complete 25 tags per day, you get instant incentivization, and that's what's provided by the base AI wallet agent. This was inspired from the incentivization for like classification or like giving feedback to the AI output, but we reversed it like how about like incentivizing the users to who are providing the data and classifying the data. So that's pretty much about TagFi. Thank you.
Wow. I think my initial sense is one great project, right? Like I remember you guys from the last Buildathon, and which you guys won, right? And so what's the like addition here? Is it
Right.
the instant rewards piece?
Right. So like when you see the image, we are working on the AI. So the questions which you are seeing there, it's not given by us. The AI automatically detects that what should be the optimal question for this. So in case of cat, it's like yes or no. In case of banana, it was like 4 options. So it automatically generates like this category should have these questions or these subcategories, and it provides an option to the user. So we don't manually provide that, which we used to do.
So it's essentially the AI agent's job is to try and understand this image, what are the issues with this image, and what sort of things should we validate and verify from human users. Awesome.
The subcategories.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So one question I have is, who decides the problem statement? Like, for example, who decides that, okay, finding out if the banana is ripe or not is a problem? Is that the agent saying, or is that another person in the user flow who decides it?
Right. So let's say like I want a data of like 10,000 bananas, okay? But at the same time, I need subcategories of it. I just put down the bounty for banana, and the AI agent determines like what can be the different subcategories. So like we had like 4 subcategories for banana: ripe, overripe, rotten, and the fresh one. So this is what the AI does, just figure out the categories, and now the humans would actually figure out whatever the other folks are uploading the photo as banana. They categorize that, they tag that as selecting one of that subcategory. So the image is now the final image which gets added to the data set. It's not just banana, but also it has sub tagging as well. And if it's not banana at all, it won't be added.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. And like, how do you prevent bad actors here, for example?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's what we are working upon. So you saw the incentivization. It's not going to be the same for everyone. It depends upon reputation. Let's say that I'm tagging on daily basis, and out of like 10 image that I tagged, 9 image got actually get added into the data set, right? So it means that I'm doing something good job. So that's where I get the proper incentivization. And at the same time, like let's say that I'm not doing it good, I won't be getting that. So that's how we validate that. Yeah.
Got it. one last question. It was not clear how the fund flow is happening. So if I want a data set, I say I want this particular data set, and now I transfer some funds to the agent's wallet. Is that right? It was not shown in the flow.
Right. So if you put up a bounty, you just register on the smart contract. That's it. Your bounty gets like registered on the data marketplace smart contract, and it gets released. So let's say like to collect a like say like 1 lakh images of cat or any other like animal, it would take a lot of time. But if I just put a bounty here, everybody has a cell phone. I'm just walking by on a road and I happen to see a cat. I'll just quickly snap it and just post it. So you can get the data very, very quickly.
I had a question on the sort of level of specialized knowledge that the data annotators need to have. So the examples that you've given are all kind of just knowledge that we all have, right? We all know what a ripe banana looks like. We all know what a cat looks like. But increasingly, I think the data annotation needs are more specialized, where it's like, okay, I've got a bunch of X-ray images, and I need like a qualified like radiologist to like indicate, you know, is this an X-ray image of this or that or this condition or whatever it might be. So is there like, how do you think about like this marketplace of folks that are authorized to be data annotators and like, I don't know if people like a ZK, like proof that I have like an MD or something that I'm able to, like, that I'm qualified to annotate certain types of data. Where does that come into play?
I guess that's an interesting idea. Like definitely, like cats, we started as a very basic example. But if you see the categories marketplace, we do have rashes as well, because that's some crucial data that might be required. The garbage data, the garbage segregation robots, they need like data on daily basis. You never know, like a new garbage can come into market, so they need new amount of data, right? So definitely, we might want to add that, like who are the actual folks who can actually tag that data. That's something we should work upon. That's a good feedback.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, I had one more question. So what are you using for the, I guess there has to be like some kind of like wallet in place for the payouts, or is it all just based on like the smart contract that the requester of the annotations, they lock the funds in the smart contract and then it gets executed?
Right. So whenever you put up a bounty, and the amount gets locked inside the smart contract, and it gets like transferred via the AI agent to the one who tags the data in a proper way.
Thank you.
Awesome. This is great. And I love how you all are like building from each one hackathon to the next and adding layers in the like product suite. Very excited for this to like go live and like actually start getting users. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't have a question. I just think it's awesome to see real-world projects like this. Yeah, just cool that you found an interesting problem out there and you built something towards that, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, that's Team Tag 5. Mohit, okay. Oh, come on up, Mohit.
Okay, so am I audible? Yeah. Okay, so here's what we are building. This is Value Style, and okay, all of this wasn't built in the past 2 weeks, but we have added upon. I'll explain quickly what the main idea is. What we do is that we have figured out there are, to describe any person's nature, there are these set of spectrums that you need to define, and it will completely describe a person. We have done some psychological research, and this is where we are. Stuff like past-oriented versus future-oriented, individualism, collectivism, how individualist, how collectivist you are. And we judge this based on your social media activity. We know it's not the most accurate way, but we need to start somewhere. So we have Webcast on Twitter. You can connect your social media, and it will run an AI in the background. We have a good prompt. It will generate these values. So what we are doing basically is to cut down the time to form trust and foster authentic connections. So I'll show you a quick demo. We have the forecaster data is open, so I mean, I'll just take Soumya's forecaster, for example. And you can compare it with, say, Vitalik. And it will show you how aligned you are based on your Twitter activity or forecaster activity. And what we are recently up to is trust pools. These are basically aligned people, but in a community. And you can see how connected you are with other people. All of us have similar beliefs and values because that's why we are in the community. And you can see how aligned you are, how diverse you are. Now, what we have built for this fellowship is that we want to store the culture of each community on chain. So say Values DAO gets 2 years old, and throughout the 2 years, we basically store what pivots were there, what were we up to 1 year ago, how was the culture in the team, what was going on, what were we expanding upon, and everything about a community, it's the culture and lore, it goes on chain. And right now, how we are doing is that as a founder of community, we have this culture board. It stays there, and it records the messages. We have a cron job running in the background every Friday, and it will, so every community has a bunch of values assigned to it, depending on their chat history and their social media. And users like, say, me, Pareen, and other people, they post stuff there. And if the posts are actually value aligned with the community, it will get extracted by the AI, and it will be posted on this curate tab. And the users in the community will have to decide whether it is actually aligned or not. And once the time frame is over, we have a 24-hour time frame to vote. And once it is over, if it is aligned, it will go on chain. We are doing this on base testnet for now, but yeah. So this is what we have built, and
okay. So Mohit, like I think we've chatted before, and Pareen has also spoke to me at length about Values DAO and like what we are doing. But I think my larger feedback is that for a community, for example, it makes a lot of sense to sort of like protect culture. And I like this idea of trying to quantify it in some shape by assessing conversations. May not be like the sharpest way to do it, but you got to start somewhere, so I like that. But again, I think like how valuable is it for the end user? I'm still like wondering, right? Like on, I think one piece can be where when somebody is entering a community and you've sort of like assigned, okay, this is the value or like culture of this community, and these are the values, and this is where everyone is at a median level, and entry to that community is gated by those values, right? For anyone else that is coming in. So I see that as one of those use cases. But yeah, that's about it. I'm still like struggling to understand how this gets used.
Right. Yeah, I mean, our main target is to preserve culture on chain so that it gets preserved. And we are still building upon the idea. And
so I'm trying to think of like other use cases for the same kind of technology where you're kind of analyzing, I guess, like sentiment and kind of like checking for like alignment versus not with a specific community. And like one that comes to mind is like companies and recruiting and like talent acquisition. Like we want people that have these characteristics versus these characteristics, like a bias for action or ability to like have extreme attention to detail or whatever that might be. And I don't know like how much those come out in the sort of like psychological testing and like sentiment analysis you're doing. But like, I guess the sort of question here at a meta level is like, what other use cases have you explored for the same technology beyond just the sort of like DAO, like on-chain community checking for alignment or not with its values? Where else could you use this is maybe a more succinct way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, the peer-to-peer alignment, one case is like you mentioned, if you're hiring for someone, skill sets are a factor, but I think the vibe check thing, that should also matter. It really determines how easy it is to work with someone. And dating apps are a thing, but that is not what we are targeting. And those are some use cases.
Just like an on-chain dating app behind this or something?
Could, probably not.
Yeah, but I think like another like side feedback is like if you started calling it like vibe check or vibe.check. It makes so much more sense than like values down.
Right.
I like that it's not just compatibility. I think you also have that option of how do you find someone who is very complementary to your skills, like how someone
Yes.
who is more developed. I think that's a pretty good thing because especially in hiring, sometimes you have the similar voices on the table and you want to bring someone who's different. So I like the fact that you emphasized on the culture and not just on the compatibility, which I thought was pretty nice.
It could also foster co-founder-founder relationships as well. Those are also pretty important.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, definitely. I think one feedback is the individual features that you have tried to build, it makes sense. What the full picture of how can you actually productionize this, or what is the exact user journey for someone, or who are the exact people that you're building for was not exactly clear. Like it could be the recruiters, it could be someone who is looking for a community, it could be someone who is looking to hire, someone who is trying to date, someone who is trying to find a friend. It could be any of that. I felt the focus was missing on the exact persona. And if you could go deeper into that, the value
more
probably
specific?
be more evident. Sorry?
Be more specific, is that what you mean?
Be more specific or be more focused about the persona that you are trying to target.
Right.
Is it recruiter or is it a friend or what that is?
Right.
Yeah, I think my only feedback would be on the presentation, just kind of reading some of the text is a little hard to follow what exactly is going on. Like
These
just
are,
kind of,
what we did actually was this was recently put into the community, so we did not have a lot of
yeah,
messages.
just demo data. Yeah.
We just took the past 100 messages and ran the AI multiple times.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's my only thought. But I like the idea of everything that you are putting out. Yeah.
Awesome. Great job, Mohit. Yeah. Okay. I think we have one last person presenting. And yeah, okay. Come on up, Arun.
I think it's the same. Just give me a second.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. And amazing ideas all here so far. And the fellowship was amazing. So huge shout out to the Onchain AI Fellowship, the base team, for getting all of this happening. You know, incredible talent here, super developers. So this company's name was actually Web38.ai before this fellowship started. But the more I spoke to people, the more I went around asking, it was all about dreams. I was asking them, hey, can you tell me your dream? Can you tell me your dream? So we changed the name. I would say that's the big thing that happened during the fellowship. Instead of Web38.ai, which is this impersonal thing, it's now it's called Dream Starter. And what does Dream Starter do, right? So the problem is no one is working on their dreams. No one is even thinking about their dreams, right? Like I went around ETHIndia, I asked them, what's your dream? And like, shock, just blank silence. And I feel that like someone asked me what's my dream, I'm gonna be like crazy. And that's because it's time consuming, it's complex to work on your dreams, right? And human beings can work on maximum 2 or 3 dreams at a time before you need money, you need to hire a team, right? So this is how Dream Starter works. Very simple, just tag Dream Starter. You get a logo, a landing page, and a dream coin is launched for you. And there's an AI marketing agent that takes these created logo, the landing page, and it creates marketing and community building content based on what's already been created, right? So it's this super smart, like, can do better marketing than even me, probably, right? So once it hits a funding goal, similar pump.fund types, liquidity is migrated. But let's see if we can do a live demo. But Soumya, can you tell me what's your dream?
Okay, that's a good one, right? So I think one of my like larger goals is to make sure that we put Indians on the global map and make sure they get access to opportunities, resources, tools everywhere they go.
and get them, get them access to all the best opportunities. All right. Okay. We pray to the demo gods that it works. All right. So while the AI is doing this work, we can continue with the rest of the deck. And like, yeah, this is the demo. We'll come back to if it doesn't work. But these are the numbers. It's a $2 trillion global market. Maybe this is 2.5 or 3 now. I don't know. But this is the dream. We want to launch. It's about others' dreams. My dream is to find out others' dreams, help those dreams become reality. All those amazing projects we heard about today, we don't want them to die in this hackathon graveyard. We want them to continue building, continue like just changing the world. Right? So this is the business model. There's a small trading fee on each fee. 1% of all fees is actually invested in new ideas and new dreams. So there can be sort of this sustainable cycle. And the goal is that we actually work with dreams. Like we think about dreams like not just your next DEX or your next meme coin, but think about dream coins, right? Like what do dream coins look like? So that's what I want all of you to think about. All right, so we have our Bharat Fund that's been created now. It's a Web3 powered platform connecting Indian entrepreneurs with global opportunities. We have a bit of a logo that's been created. We'll select public goods as the category for this. Maybe make the token Bharat. Yeah, we can change, customize. You can make edits to this. You can suggest improvements if you're not happy with what's been generated initially. And you can add a Twitter link here. So let's submit and create this. Oops, password, bro. I need you. He's been helping me out with the laptop, so thank you so much, bro. All right, cool. So that's it. Like now we have our dreams stored, and like we don't forget this. I'm sure all of you guys are super smart people. Everyone in the audience is super smart people. We have like almost 7 to 10 dreams each day, and we just think about them and don't even write them down sometimes. So they go into this graveyard of ideas. So that's all I'm asking. Like these random ideas that you have, don't let them die. Just come, just type. It takes 2 seconds to just put it in here, and then there's an idea. There's marketing being done, there's a Twitter account that's going to be created. You actually get a subdomain, so you get like bharat.web3.ai was the old name, but I think you'll get bharat.dreamstarter. And that's the subdomain the AI uses to market this idea, and it's this bonding curve. People can come and buy tokens, and the idea is that your concept is validated before you actually start putting effort and money and time into it. Once there's validation, you can actually decide. So it's a good place to even throw in 50 ideas, see which one gets validated first. And yeah, but that's it. And sure, thank you, Soumya, for sharing your dream. And I hope we can do this. I mean, you guys are already doing this, but we should do this in a bigger scale, yeah? But yeah, thank you so much, guys.